Hi guys, and welcome to my third or fourth video this month. So as you know, if you watched my other videos, I am trying to do a video every day in the month of March. And they're going to be craft related or beauty related or something like that. But today is strictly craft related. Yay! So I am going to be showing you how I store my clear stamps. And they're not in these packages. Okay, so if you Google, if you YouTube, if you anything, search for how to store clear stamps, you are going to get a bunch of different ways. There are ways to do them in notebooks and binders. They actually make clear stamp storage sleeves that you can actually take them off out of the package and put them on a card and then put them in the sleeves and then do them that way. And all those are really great ideas, but I go with the clear CD case way, and so far it's working really well. So there might be different ways that people do this, but I'm just going to show you the way that I do it, and then along the way I'll sort of tell you some different ways I've seen people do this. So what you need to do this are some clear CD cases. And you want to make sure, as you see my camera, so you want to make sure that you get the clear standard CD cases and not the jewel slim cases. You don't want those because those won't work, because you got to be able to take the insert out and you need them thick enough to put all your cases in. So basically they're just like your CD cases that you get when you buy a CD, if anybody does that anymore. So what you want to do is first you're going to open this. And we are going to take this insert out. So some of them are clear. Some of the ones I had before were clear. These are black. These were actually cheaper. But what you want to do is just pop this right here, and it comes right out. And it's super simple to do. Just make sure you do it, if you're taking any of the other ones out, just make sure you do it sort of slow, because you don't want to break any of this. So that comes out, and you can toss this, because you don't need this anymore. Okay, so then you're left just with this clear case. So then what you can do is just take your stamps. Now, here's where some variations come from. Some people take a cardstock and then actually take their stamps and stamp all of these on a cardstock, and they either tape it on the front of the CD case, or they put it on the inside of the CD, or sorry, they put them on the inside of the CD cases, and then they put their stamps over on this side. So then when you're flipping through, you pull it out, you can actually see the images and what they look like stamped. I don't do that. I might do it later, but to me it's just a whole lot quicker and easier if I skip that. And believe it or not, with clear stamps you can actually see the images, so I don't see the need for it, but a lot of people like to do it that way. I just don't. So, and one of the other things, if you choose to do it that way, just remember, if you put the cardstock on the inside, you're sort of limiting yourself to the kind of space that you can get. And now I can't get this open. So you're sort of limiting your space of what you can actually put in here, because then you're just limited to this side. But if you put it on the outside, then you have the inside and the back side to store your stamps. And you could even put a cardstock on this side and then flip it around and do the same exact thing. And if they're the clear photopolymer stamps or just the regular clear stamps, they will fit on both sides. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So what I'm going to do is actually skip that step. I have my Simon Says stamp clear set that I got in the kit, and I'm actually going to take this out and do it on here. So just take your stamps out. Oops. And then you can label them any way you want. This one actually is called the Color and Sunshine set, but I actually labeled it a little bit different, and I'll show you in just a second. And then when it comes to labeling, I label them, I say label them however you want, and then group them however you want. So I'm just going to open my CD case, and I'm actually going to utilize both sides because I think I'm not going to be able to fit both of them on here. And then you just take the side that you actually would adhere to like your acrylic block and then just stick them on here. So and while I'm doing this, some of the ways that people like categorize these is if you want to do them by manufacturer, if you want to do them by holidays, if you want to do them by categories, anything like that. I do mine like I put all my flowers together, I put all my Christmas together, because when I am making a card or something like that, I can find it easier than I can saying a manufacturer, because especially if you get a lot of manufacturers, then sometimes if you get a lot of manufacturers, sometimes it's not easy to remember what that one is. But I have, and I take, okay, never mind, because I did a couple of my manufacturers. But so and something with these clear stamps is if you have this, you can use this, but I'm going to just toss that. So I've used both sides of this. So I've used this for most of them, and then over here I put the crown, or the crown and sun. And then when you close it, it closes so easy. So I wanted to show you, if you just do the front, let's see. You can see the images and I can read the words. I don't know if the camera is going to pick up on the words or not, but this is what it looks like. So I don't really feel the need to do the cardstock. But one thing you do want to keep in mind is if you use this back side, it makes it a little bit harder to see, because then you've got the back ones coming through. But I can always turn this around and see that this is a sun and crown, and I can still see them. So that's why I skipped that step 4. So now that I have the CD case done, then all that's really left is to label it. So I have taken my label maker and I have labeled this Simon Says Stamp March. And this is just the way I'm going to do this one for right now. I don't have a lot of clear stamps because, like I said in my previous videos, I'm really new to this. So I can pretty much categorize by this, and then I might go back and change it later. But then depending on how you're going to store this, if you're going to store them like this, you want to label this, or you can label them both if you want, but make sure you label whatever, how you're going to store it. Mine's being stored like this. So I'm just going to take this, put in the center and make sure it's centered. And then I just sort of tuck the sides in here. So then this is what it looks like, and then I'm done. Okay, so one other thing that I wanted to touch on is if you're wondering if you can store like your, like these are the Tim Holtz stamps. This is actually the stamps that I mentioned in my favorites video, Crafty Style. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But these are some of his stamps, and red rubber stamps, and you can put them in these CD cases because they're thicker. So I have the CD case, so I am just going to place these in here. Now these are bigger stamps, so you might have to use 2 CD cases, but I'm actually going to try to get this on to one here. Okay, so then I'm going to close this. Now this one actually is not going to close like completely, but I could actually take like maybe 1 or 2 of these out and put these in a different CD set. And if I had more Tim Holtz stamps, then I probably would do that and I would just combine them. But since I only have one, I'm just going to leave it like this. And since I store it like this, it'll be fine. So I've labeled my TH. Obviously, I'm not very good at this whole camera thing yet. Obviously, TH is for Tim Holtz, and I just do that to sort of save on my label maker tape, because it can get sort of expensive. Okay, so then I'm just going to label this TH, and there we go. But this is what mine looks like. So I got this from Amazon. It's called a Snap and Store, and basically it just snaps together. And this is a double one, so you see I have all this room for more stamps when as I start getting them. But right now, this is all I have. It's a pretty sad collection as far as clear stamps go, but I've got some other ones stored elsewhere as far as other stamps go. So I do own more stamps. But yeah, so I just labeled this one stamps, and then this is what it looks like. So you can tell that all of them are labeled and they're in alphabetical order. So that light is causing some nice reflection, but they're all labeled, and I know what they're labeled on. Like this DBC is, oh, it's the Death by Chocolate. And then there's flowers, and there's Heidi Swapp. I know, like, this is not, like, maybe this isn't a category, but I know exactly what this is. Geoshapes, wow. Love, these are red stamps, and they're nature stamps, sentiment, squares, and then the ones I just did, and then quotes. So, they look actually really nice in the case, and they're just so easy to find, and then this has a lid, and it just sits on my shelf. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you maybe learned something and maybe learned a different way to store your clear stamps. Like I said, there are a lot of ways out there, but this is just one way, and I have found this way works really, really well. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.